we're here for the quarterfinals. I'm joined by the lovely Mr. Four. No, this way, Mr. Four. How
What
you
is
doing
up,
today on this
everybody?
Thursday? Oh, tell us.
Oh, it's just another Thursday, man. I mean, I'm on the biggest stage I think I've ever been to so far, so I got the butterflies going. I'm a little bit nervous for this one,
Oh,
but
don't worry,
we'll see what happens.
AEL's show. It's all good vibes here. It's all good vibes here at AEL, and we're glad to have you here for this. Our first time casting together, so hopefully, it'll go smooth. I know it'll go smooth. It'll be great.
Oh,
Tonight.
absolutely.
Tonight we're gonna have a beautiful quarterfinal. Actually, you're here considering it's your first time with AEL. This is a good game. It's a quarterfinal game. So,
I know. We had to
congrats!
bring out the
Congrats! You're
big
stepping
guns,
in
you
this
know.
up. Oh hell yeah! And hey, look, you probably got way more muscle than me. I don't look at that big gun. Look at my. I don't got
Hey,
no
man.
guns.
Yeah,
The
you
only
you
guns
might be
I
able to
got
beat
are
me in
in my
arm
rainbow.
wrestling, though. I gotta say
Oh,
it. They're
oh
for
my
all
goodness.
show.
Anyways, we're going to be seeing not the bracket, but the playoff picture for this play or for this season. We have Team Session first place and Temper first place. They're obviously two separate standings. But tonight we're going to be focusing on the boys. Where are they? At the bottom. We're going to have Orglis versus Temper. Orglis Goobers. Almost said Gooners. Don't want to mislip with that. But they're on the
Nah,
right
that'd be an
top.
odd one.
It's going to be on the right top. Orglis Goobers, almost said it again, versus Temper for tonight. Hopefully it'll be a good game. You missed, hopefully, if you were watching a little bit yesterday, if you weren't, an amazing game yesterday watching TBD versus Reno Skyline. It was a 2-0, but man, the games were intense. So hopefully, Orglis and Temper are going to be giving us some good games tonight or some good plays tonight as I'm expecting a lot coming off of the absolute banger from last night. How you feeling?
I mean, I'm excited for it. Temper coming in here as the number one seed, but we got a Goobers rolling in here, coming off of a 2-0 victory and looking rather strong with it as well.
So
Now,
taking a look at the percentages for either team, obviously there's going to be a bit of a difference. Temper being in first place, my goodness gracious, man, these guys look like they're unstoppable. Orglis Goobers not doing horrible, they're in fifth, but obviously compared to Temper, it's a lot different. One thing that I guess is to note is both of their plant percentages are decently low, but I mean, Temper have a lot to hold up, and Orglis Goobers, they have a lot to bring to the table. Hopefully, we saw the underdogs TBD win last night as they were in seventh place in their seed, being in the third place team. So maybe we'll see another underdog story from Orglis Goobers, but only time will tell for tonight. I think we can take a look at the specifics of the teams. Taking a look at Orglis Goobers, you can walk us through this for taking a look at their most played maps and players to watch.
well, I mean, looking down here at Fritos, man has been just going off so far. Honestly, a 42% survivability is quite insane, seeing as how most of the time, Siege is a game of trades. You're trading one life for another. So, just under half of his time still alive, 25 kills to back it up. Dude has been playing insanely good. Now, the Team KD, it's not, quite into the positives, that .93, because you got to lose a map every now and then. But they've had a pretty strong schedule coming into this between pack runners, a great team. You see them there. Corvus Corpse, another just solid team here. So honestly, very well on them. Great way to play it, and it looks like they've been, I guess, playing pretty well off each other's lives here. More of a defender sided team though. If you look at that win rate up there, 100% on border. Now that's a map that usually tends to throw both ways. So if you're rocking a solid hold like that for a good 50-50 map, it means you just know what you're doing. And I hope to see them with some great defenses tonight.
Actually, yeah, we might see Border tonight. That'd be pretty nice. We saw Border yesterday. I love Border. So, hopefully we'll see some kind of out of pocket type of map selections for tonight. But now we can flip over to their team, the players that are going to be playing tonight on the side of Orgless Goobers. We're gonna have Sneaky Fritos. I think it's Fritos Yum or something like that. I think I recognize that name. There's Za, like the Zaza. I like that. Zen and Crit. Well, this is their team that's going to be playing tonight. Like we said, keep an eye on Fritos. He seems to be the man of the team. And hopefully the rest of his teammates are going to be pulling through to give us a great game for tonight. As like we said, it's quarterfinals, so if you lose this, you're bumped out. And you wanna give a good show, especially though you are going against people in first place. Temper, they've got a big trophy that they're waiting to carry home. So speaking of Temper, let's take a look at their team stats so far. Seems like the maps aren't updated for that. That's okay. But their longest win streak, 11. Mind you, they've played 11 games. They had a first round bye for their amazing efforts at an 11-game win streak. They've won every single game, and their last match actually was gone to OT though. So maybe Orgless Goobers will bring us, or hopefully Orgless Goobers will bring them to OT as well. And like we said, there's no playoff stats for this team because they had a first round bye. Because congratulations, Temper, you guys are in first place. You guys are awesome. So let's take a look at their players that are going to be on the side of Temper for tonight. Can bring us through this.
Well, I mean, it sucks to see, man. We don't have any of the stats because, again, they're rocking off that first round bye. However, one thing I was looking at on that last screen is their previously faced teams. Between Model 1, I believe I've seen U.S. Army, I've seen Reikai. Those three guys I've watched numerous times, and are just some insanely well-built teams. Model took them to OT, and honestly, that's a game I wish I could have caught, because that would have been a clash of the titans, stones to stones, just seeing who can throw them the furthest. And with Model 1 taking them to OT, maybe, Temper's not riding the highest right now. Especially, we got Goobers coming off of their win that they just previously had. They've got some momentum coming to this. Temper had that bye week. Hey, man, bye weeks sometimes make you slouches. So, if they're not feeling the hottest coming into this, we could see Orgless Goobers try and at least lunge ahead on that first map.
Well, we'll see. On the side of Temper, we're going to have Mr. Oh, I didn't even get to. We didn't even. Anyways, it's okay.
Anyways, we're all good.
It's all good. Y'all know who was on Temper, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, Consulate's out. Let's go. Border is also out. I'm sad. Bank, my home court advantage, gone. And so is Lair. I have a feeling we're going to be Chalet Club and something like... Oh my God. Well, yeah, I was right. I thought that they were banned for a second. I just got really excited if you couldn't tell. Club and Chalet are picked, Oh my goodness. Run of the mill. Seems very simple, very normal. And Cafe will be the decider map. These are the big three maps, in my opinion. Maybe Consulate and Cafe are interchangeable, but Club, Chalet, and Cafe, I think, are the big three. And then I think what comes next is Consulate and Nighthaven. But other than that, it just seems like a run-of-the-mill game. I was saying yesterday when we were casting, they got rid of those big three maps off the hop. Chalet gone, Club gone, Cafe gone. I couldn't have been a happier woman. I couldn't have been any more happy. I was like, good. Get them out of here, man. I see those maps way too much. But at the same time, teams are comfortable with it. I do fear, though, that because of the fact that teams are so comfortable with it, going against a team like Temper with an 11-game win streak, it's a no-brainer. On paper, it seems like they have fundamentals down. If you're winning 11 rounds or 11 maps, 11 games, you got fundamentals. And going to an easy, not an easy, but a back of the hand type of map might spell disaster for Orgless Goobers. What do you think, for?
See, it could, but Clubhouse is one of those maps that it has been so overplayed to the point where you're gonna start seeing some creativity, some breaking down the walls and opening the box up. So, I mean, I'm in agreement with, yeah, it's the back of your hand map. Everybody knows it. It's the first map that you teach all the newbies. But from that devolves into your new strategy, your new play styles, and I don't know quite how they're gonna play into that. And a map like Clubhouse is such a solid attacking map because it plays in the same way that we're going to see like Chalet play into. It's a side control over. The vertical game is key, but if you cannot take the opposite side of the map and work your way through their defenses, then it's almost a game over there. A map, kind of like Consulate, you can play more into a direct take. Clubhouse, you can't. You need map control, and I got a feeling that is what everything is going to rely down to. Who can hold the best map control, and the bunker game is going to go out the window rather quick.
Yeah, and I fear that just, like I said, on paper, seeing Temper with that 11-game win streak is kind of rubbing me like, like it seems like they know what they're doing.
I got a feeling Orbital Scoobers might be a little bit scared of that 11-game win streak.
I mean, I am, and I'm not even playing, brother. I seen that. I was like, huh? Oh my God.
Nah, I like the odds. I like the odds. Give me the underdogs here, man.
Everybody loves an underdog story. Everybody loves an underdog story, but I feel like this is like I feel like I'm looking at like LeBron is like Temper, and then we got Steph Curry maybe. Like Steph Curry's really good, but is he as good as LeBron? I mean, they played both different types of basketball, different positions, but regardless.
I'm seeing this kind of more as in like I'm trying to think of a good master gets beat by student story here, and not many of them come to mind. But that's where I'm leaning more towards with this, One day you're gonna see him outshine. And you root for the underdogs, you root for the story. Give us a good storyline. I mean, yeah, everybody wants to be like, I think it's the 79 Dolphins. They want to go undefeated, win it all, undefeated entirely. But it
Temper's
feels good
looking
to lose
like
once
that
in a while.
right now. Temper's looking like that right now.
But you gotta have a loss to make the wins feel better. If all you know is winning, how are you gonna handle the loss?
Of course, but then again, maybe Temper's so good they don't even need to consider. They don't even have a loss in the back of their mind. They're like, I hope that it's a good game. I wouldn't mind either team winning. For me, I just, I love the game. I love seeing the teams, compete. It would be great to see Orgles Goobers win. But I do hope that at the very least, if Temper does win, that it's not clean sweeps where it's, like a 7-3 or a 7-4. Like I want to get to the nitty gritty. I want it to be close.
I want to hear that voice in the back of the room going, "We're going all the way, Des!" And then we go into map 3, and then we hit OT of map 3, and then we hit match point of map 3. That's the best. I am here for tonight. Is map 3.
That's the best. Let me tell you, map 3 match point. And it's like Barnburger map point, like match point. It's like 7-7. It's not like 6-8. It's 7-7. Like winner takes it, man. That would be awesome. But we'll just hope that is how it's going to get played out for tonight. I believe the first map is going to be on Clubhouse, which I believe Orgles Goobers ended up picking that. So I'm gonna just go off on a limb and say that Temper are more than likely gonna start on that defense, which I feel like Clubhouse, even though it's back of your head, and I know that you said that it's these typical maps might kind of spawn in creativity and kind of spawn in some new strategies. I feel like it's the opposite. I feel like maps like these are very the same played almost all the time. I think a map like Bank or a map like Border, a map like Lair can be played so different because I feel like there's not set strategies.
That map is the bane of my existence. I've ghosted people. I've ghosted cats because they said, "Hey, we're playing Lair tonight." I'm like, "Hey, I gotta work late. I don't have to. I'm going to."
Wow.
I will ghost if I see Lair.
But no, I think that those types of Orgles Goober started with the wait, Kylo, can we get an explanation on that real quick? So Temper is having an E sub, which means that Orgles Goobers are going to start on with one extra map point, one extra point, not map, but one extra point. We still have Geek Tweety. Is Cheeky the guy that's really good at shields? I'm not sure. Roxo. Who's Roxo? I don't know who Roxo is. Oh, but is that a player on the team? Is that a player on Temper? So who's the E sub? Is it? No, it's not Millie. So then it's Valen? Oh, it is Millie. Millie came from Sesh. coming in the E sub, maybe trying to work out the chem with Temper. Hey, it's 1 round. Maybe 1 round doesn't mean too much, but then again, maybe Orcus Goobers might take this to their advantage, and hey, 1 round could mean everything. So moving into this take right now, and basement is where we're starting off.
I need your honest opinion. What is your thoughts on Denari? How, I think he's going to be pretty effective because of how they're playing him and setting up these stairs here. But what is your honest opinion on, his playstyle we've been seeing, just throughout competitive scenes all around this community?
Do you want me to be honest with you?
Yeah, dead honest.
I don't even know what Denari does.
Really?
I've played ranked, but I have absolutely... Is it like a lion, but for defense?
No, it's more like he sets up his own custom-made trip mines all over the place.
And what does that do?
I know it... In the test servers that dealt damage, now I know it stuns and I believe beats. Looking in here, we see Chicky, a nice castle extension, dude. I've been loving this, or we start seeing more and more of this aggressive play.
Like I said, Temper starting with the defense as well, so that makes quite a lot of sense. But Orcus Goobers are wasting no time in making their way in.
I was going to say, remember how, earlier on I called it's all going to be about map control, how much you can hold and what all you can hold on to? Mm-hmm. Temper has abandoned all of that and just pulled themselves into sight, giving up pretty much control of everything and just allowing them to have the verticality. And with a ram, that's going to get deadly.
I don't blame them. It seems like the Goobers are making their way in fast. They're not even really, wasting any time at all. They've made their way in through the building. Everybody's in the building except for 2 players. One of them being the Ram, the other one being Hibana, but she's more than likely probably opening up dirt. But anyways, the Minute is gonna be remaining in this round, and Temper are basically, like you mentioned, bunkering down. They've given up any sort of roam game at all and have basically just been preparing for this hot drop, for the next steps to come.
Well, I mean, you already see, Ying setting her position up. Frito's taking a very, very nice pick down the hallway. However, Reswing dealing a little bit of damage, not enough to matter that much. And here comes the Yings. His execute goes down. Blackbeard planning, and Goober is starting to try and pull a game in their favor almost immediately. Tweedy getting taken, and we will see Orcus starting up 2-0 on our 11-0 team.
Holy! A beautiful job done by Orcus. They absolutely wasted no time at all, and I like that. I like, the excitement of getting in there. And, I mean, I'm not sure if Temper was prepared for that, but you had made a really good point, man. They felt that extra presence of them, and they absolutely backed off. They went right to sight, and maybe for better or for worse, it might have not really ended out in their favor. But, an amazing job.
They succumbed to the pressure just a little bit too fast there. The main game here is holding that verticality. Again, especially with a Ram on board. Hibana's still up. They have all hatches by this point. And they're just going to start ripping floors. And there's nowhere safe for you. At this point, Orcus took all control, and Temper pretty much gave up that round.
It is only technically it is the second round, or the third. Well, that was technically the second round, but I'll write it off as more of a first round jitters. Temper probably just getting familiar with Orcus. Same thing with Orcus. They're getting familiar with what they can and can't get away with. As for that, they got away with getting in there fast. If they're going to make the same execute, not too sure. We're going to see that being on the board, and we actually didn't mention the bans because we didn't really get to see them. Grim and Capitan are gone, and Mira and Kaid. Kaid being gone, of course, that's pretty big, as it's probably not just probably, but it could be a main part of a bottom floor hold. Even something on the top floor, there's no wall denial, besides a mute. I feel like a mute is pretty decently easy to counter. And same thing with a bandit. If you open up the gym window, it's pretty simple to hit those bandits off. So the kites are very important, but it doesn't matter. They're going to bring the Maverick to be able to get rid of the mutes and start opening up walls at all. We do have, mini hard breach charges. Not a main hard breach, but hard breach charges to get us through here.
So right now, we have no tried and true hard breacher, no ace, no thermite, and really not even like Habana I would put in this category. She's not even played here either. What we do see was that Crit trying to be a little bit overly aggressive, jumping straight into the Frost Mat with Zen there for a re. Really picking one up, getting a double off of it, and just continuing to rock through there. Burrito's taken down from the CC window, a free pick going there for, I believe, Valen. And now it is just down to Sneaky, last one alive, 1v3 situation. I mean, if you want to continue on this flawless run so far, he's jumping in and taking heads.
Sneaky's being extra sneaky. This might actually be winnable. A minute and a half remaining. He's got bear time on the board, and it was effectively a 1v4. It made it a 1v2. He needs that 4 piece. He's looking for it. He knows one is in the washroom. This could be great, but unfortunately, they're going to actually hit one of the little, like, fire smoke things on the wall, which is going to kind of do a lot of damage to him, as well as it's a clash and a castle. So he's got a lot of time, but it's going to be a little bit hard for him to really move his way through with that clash, and he's going to get taken down through the gym, through those little feed holes. A valiant effort, honestly, an amazing job. It's too bad that he got a little bit cut off by that condor, but Sneaky, great job nonetheless. Temper are going to secure themselves their second round win, or not the second round win, their win on the second round. And look at how many people actually have their face cams. Where's Origins?
Hey.
Look at everybody on Temper. We got Geek, Roxo, Tweety, Valen. We're just missing Mr. Millie. Oh my god, I like how close. Wait, is Tweety playing with beats? Is playing
Tweety's got beats on, bro.
That was the method?
There's no way he's using those. Those are just on to flex during the face cam.
Bro, Valen is using earbud, like wired earbuds.
Dude, IEMs are honestly starting to become like the king of sound quality, so I don't blame him. You can hear a mile off of those things.
Wow, the beats, I'm low-key, I'm like, whoa, I can't believe that. Earbuds, hey, maybe it's the way, maybe that's the method. Regardless, Temper's gonna be going upstairs. They lost the basement, decided not to go there. They won that gym and bedroom, so they're gonna be going over to CC and Cash, which is infamously the tertiary site that, people tend to go. It's never the first, it's never the second. It's always seems to be the last.
It's weird to see how far the meta has shifted and flipped, because CC used to be the main site. This used to be the place where, like, if you can't win it here, there's no point, because the rest of the map is way harder to hold. And I think the off rebalancing that we've been seeing flipped that.
I feel like that would have been so long ago, because since I've been casting on PC, I feel like CC has never been the #1 site. I used to think that all the time too, because typically in ranked, man, actually no, even ranked has shifted. Even ranked has really shifted. The ranked play is always different from league, but man, I feel like probably for the last almost 2 years, people have been steadily avoiding going CC and Cash for that first sight. It's got some bad jujus with it, man. It's got a bad omen surrounding it, and so fans are not really, down to defend it first off. It's a little bit too hard for them. Regardless, first minute into the round, nobody's made their way into the building yet. Orbital Scoopers had that strong start. Are going to be taking it a little bit slower now, coming in potentially through this gym and jacuzzi wall side.
I mean, this is just going back to the whole, you need to take map control to take this part of the building. And slowly making the smart calls of, hey, let's drone it out. They could have a roamer. Currently, nobody's really off-site except for, I believe that's Alan down there, and he's just playing the SSG hold. A little bit off-site, but a great setup with it. Now, we see a hard push coming from this Blackbeard, and he has been part of the reason that this site has been abandoned, is because that point man ability he's got, he can just get in and get aggressive. Playing off the drones, they get a good pick there onto one, and immediately start now trying to pull themselves into the building.
Burrito's hitting the shots. He's gonna get the opening pick for his team, and is gonna give his friends the man advantage. We'll see if Temper are gonna be able to bounce back from being down a player. It is gonna be cheeky with the blicky. As going to be the one to get taken out. That is the bandit, so no bandit tricking. Not that it's really easy to bandit trick on this site regardless, but anyways, Fritos find themselves a second. Not only that, but a bomb is going to start to be planted just around the corner. Not droning out. How do we not know somebody was in that little corner? Let's do a V4 now. Temper's still going to be down 2 players, but not for long. It's going to be a 4-piece for Fritos, looking for his 8. He's going to be trying to his 8. He's going to be trying to get a hold of Valen, who's last alive, 35 seconds. That bomb is going to start to get planted. Zed is going to be taken out, and really, Fritos might just end up getting his ace. He's aware that somebody's inside with him, and it's going to be Zaza. Close it out. Fritos won't get the ace, but it won't matter. Boys on Orglis.
I was on the edge of my seat there. I was like internally screaming, please swing him and take the shots. That Orglis Goobers has been going absolutely insane on rushing these plants down. I mean, both rounds in which they've won so far have been hard rush plants. You know, they've at least started the plant or gotten the plants off. And I think that's going to be a major factor in which is going to maybe outstep them above Temper on these attacks. Is Temper's going to have to start learning to retake their sites. And as a defender, you're not as well equipped for that. You don't have the flashbangs. You don't have grenades to relocate. You just have to pray that that SMG in that close at range is able to outbark that AR.
I will mention this. When we were looking at the statistics of each team, noticed Orglis Goobers had a 21% plant. Or they had a 21 plant percentage. I'm not sure how to say it, but their plant percentage was 21%. Mind you, in 3 rounds, they've done it twice. They've put themselves in a post-plant situation.
I think they're just stat padding it at this point. Like, they don't even need to get plant down at times. They're just going to go for it anyway. The stats look good.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, you have the room to do it, you might as well. It puts pressure on the defense. Absolutely. If you can't get all the kills, then yeah, put them into a corner and force them to take gunfights that they might have not been willing to take had, you know, the timer run for the post plant. We're going to be seeing Temper go back down to the basement as they were the first round. Hopefully, you know, trying to win this out again this time around. We also see the bands coming in. Clash, gone. Ying, gone. No Ram. Ram is still going to be viable and very useful on attacking a site like the basement of Cafe. I mean, Cafe, club.
It looks like Temper has learned from their first round mistakes, though. As we see, I believe that's Velo and Geek all chilling upstairs, 2nd floor, as well as Millie going to be in bar doing the normal castle hold that we've been seeing a lot of. So a lot of off-site play here, which will come into a lot of back pressure later on. And a good impact trick there from Chicky, just denying a little bit longer. It's not a life-changing play, that impact, but it's definitely a help. Velo now up here having to deal with a Blackbeard pushing through Fawn. And I believe that is Fritos on his back. So they need to clear Velo out where he's at. And luckily, I think he heard that Blackbeard, those footsteps, the heavy shield running, and Buddy just straight dipped her back to site. He is not dealing with that, and I do not blame him one bit.
They've practically abandoned. There still are some people that are going to be roaming slightly, but it's looking like an exact repeat of the first round, forcing everybody back down to the basement, doing that top-down type of push. We've already seen now Valen start to move his way down into the basement, and it's just going to be Millie, who's going to be in the bar area, waiting for his teammates to hopefully try and help him out. We're waiting for these attackers to make his way through, and unfortunately, Millie is gonna get shot down. Gun down. So that's gonna be a 5v4. The boys on Temper are gonna be down that one player, and here we go. It's a repeat. Everybody's back down in the basement. Orglis Goobers still got 45 seconds to make a move. Still a lot of time, but you know, time does continue to dwindle, so you can't hold off for too long. You gotta start making plays, you gotta start making them now, and hearing these heartbreakers open up, it seems like that's exactly what they're gonna be doing.
I mean, Millie was the linchpin to this defense. He was that centerpiece that is holding the upstairs together. With him gone, I mean, he bought over 2 minutes worth of time for his team. So we're now seeing Goobers trying to rush a plant down, trying to rush themselves through sight, and take as much ground control as they can, losing a lot of lives at it. But Diffuser is down to 6-man, joining the attackers. But a great retake so far from Temper. Fritos, though, with a little bit of a backstab play, coming down Moto Hatch, finding a pick onto Valen. Now Tweety running up, swinging with that SMG to clear him out. And a little bit of BM as he drops the shotgun into him.
Damn, honestly,
The mag.
that, I think both of them whiffed a little bit. Maybe Fritos got a little bit scared. But amazing retake from Temper. It was definitely looking like it was Goober's round, at least, when I saw that plant going down. But as the plant was, beginning to go down, it just seemed like Goobers were dropping like flies. And Temper was basically finding them, catching them with their pants down and just, demolishing them. So great job for Temper, for holding their cool, holding in their temper, and just making it out of the woods. Orgless Goobers still leading by 1 round.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as
It would be nice in Temper's favor to win this out, since this is Goober's, sorry, I said that with like a weird accent. This is Goober's map pick. Mind you, Goober's also not got necessarily fed, but they got a free round off of the E-sub, or the sub, whatever you want to call it. So they have cleared themselves, I would say, at the minimum that they should be getting. Or not the minimum, but you know what, they secure themselves a good amount of rounds. If they just go forward through, this could be great for them. If we're going to be seeing this final round before Split being played at Gym and Bedroom. This is the only other round that Temper have won, besides the basement that they just previously won. So hopefully using the momentum from last round will push them to win out this round and leave a Split at an even dealt 3-3.
Valen just playing Neo right there as he was reinforcing the wall as rounds ripped all around him. If I'm on Goober's team right now, though, it doesn't really matter the outcome of this round too much. Sure, you want to keep momentum and go with the 4-2. But as an attacker, a 3-3 split on pretty much any map is a dead even, that's a win for you. The defense, a 4-2 is just the main play that you gotta make. So, for them, maybe they can chillax a little bit on this round, but I got a feeling that all that this is doing is firing that aggression up because they want to win out at least this side of the map.
Just about 2 minutes remaining in the round. A wall is going to be opened up, so it's going to be another possible, entry point, or another possible line of sight for the boys on Goobers, and it's going to be Mr. Zaza to open up the kill feed, and Sneaky. He's also going to find himself another kill onto Cheeky. I don't even know how to say it, it don't matter. Regardless, we've already got somebody moving in from Raptors over into CC. It's going to be Mr. Zen. And Sneaky also going to be catching a couple strays. Valen, over here at the top, for instance, he's got to be careful. He's going to take down Mr. Zaza. Getting the refrag a little bit later, but hey, a little late is no problem at all. It's better late than never, is what they say. And so, 5v4, or 5v3 turns to a 4v3. Sorry, I can't speak. This is now about a minute and a half in the round, and Goobers are going to be starting to push their way in through this con side and got more angles on Island.
Honestly, that was a great pick there from Valen because you're 1 HP at this point. Your impact of the round could be almost minimal to none. So to pick an active utility operator like the Deimos is absolutely insane and a great swing from him. However, we see a good one there from Geek taking one, but head removed by Sneaky, and a nice clear coming through Logi. As we move down to a 1v3 as Fritos finds one more kill. But it is Millie standing with that UMP, finding more, and Fritos is down in the frost mat as Millie picks it up for his team. Just flushes the world, dude.
No way! Can you believe that? Goobers, man, these frost mats, that mind you, that was the second frost mat that got hit that round. One got hit probably somewhere in con, and another one. Unfortunately, the boys on Orgless Goobers making these mistakes that didn't need to be made. Joe, now you know that there's a frost. Why are you not looking down before you hop in? Frost has 3 mats, bro. The fact that you hit 2 out of the 3 is wild. Absolutely wild. Maybe it's, maybe they're tucked in a corner, but damn. Like, that was definitely a loss that didn't need to happen. I will be quite straightforward with it. That's not a loss that needs to happen. And I think that if Goobers do end up losing this map, I would definitely say that this could honestly be something to kind of poke yourself over. Like, I feel like, you always see it. Frost is one of those, like, especially when you're playing in the higher, I guess, like, divisions, a lot of players kind of just count her out. But
She's
I
seen
just
almost
feel
more
like
of a
it's
wasted pick, except for like on a map like Chalet, where you need a shield and you need a decent gun. But looking at that little ban screen right there, Temper was just calm, cool, and collected the whole time. Nobody was like sitting there like, "Hey, we gotta talk strategy." They'll pull up on the mic of, "Listen close to me,
Attackers
man."
need to locate and
They're
defuse
just
as
sitting
many
back
bombs as
chilling.
they can.
I don't even know if they had a good tact conversation during it. It was just, you know what? I don't feel like dealing with Mira today. Or Cade. Just get them off. And we
that's
see
very
one of those
typical, I think,
goobers.
though.
They get rid of two great heart breachers, but leaving Havana on and then starting with basement is a bit of an odd play.
Actually, you're right. What is that about? Maybe they don't plan to get rid of Hibana, but I mean, like you said, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. Probably they don't plan to get rid of Hibana. And I think, too, even if you get rid of Hibana, there's hard breach charges. Hard breach charges. I think maybe Ace and the Maverick are the main ones because Ace has the throwables. So a throwable is a lot more of an issue than, I guess, the Hibana, like I said, because people have those hard breach charges. Hard breach charges, if you're opening up a wall, you have to actually, like, hop in unless you crouch through. You place it low and you crouch through. So that might be something that they've factored in when picking their bans. I love the Maverick ban. I think it's great. There's the Mir and the
Pure
Kaid.
bewilderment at that Valkyrie cam. Just bewildered. The Valkyrie cam. Bro just tucked it up into a corner and gave him maybe a maybe 5-degree field of view with it. I'm in bewilderment, but I see the utility of it now because he can see. Alright. I see what you're doing. You're smart. I like it.
Well, Temper started to slowly make their way through. Millie's going to be the first one in the building, and he's going to be making his way in through the kitchen. And Zet will be the first one. At the very least, he is Valk, so his cameras are still going to be put to good use. But that's a C4 off the board if he did opt for the C4. I'm not sure he opted for the impact, for the C4, but more than likely it would be the C4. That's one C4 gone. We still have Sneaky with one, but hey, C4s can make or break it a lot. We saw it last time, yesterday. C4s were being chucked in from the half court. Diffuser,
you see what I see?
Yeah, it's on the
We need
roof.
like a nice romantic angle of the diffuser with the background there with, the fading off into the sunset. A good pick from Tweety taking out Zod. There is currently Sneaky who snuck his way up into Lounge, trying to fight two of them, and he will find a pick with a shotgun and manages to escape out of there, taking about half HP, but a pick with him is a great thing. Now, I was just about to say before that, Orcless Goobers fell into the same blunder that they caught Temper in earlier, of no vertical presence. But so far, their bunker hold has been working, burning a minute and a half off the clock, picking 2 kills with it, and I mean, still managing to just keep them out. You've got Temper up here kind of fighting to see what they can do and what they can find. Smoke's still on board, so the late round plant is going to be very, very challenging as we tick down to about 40 seconds. And I've got a feeling that this one could swing the way of Goobers just based off of pure positioning and utility on the board.
Watch out for that dirt opening. They are going to be using that heartbeat chart to make their way through, and he still has 3 Ying canisters, whatever they're called, candelas, in their pocket, trying to be a little bit cheeky. There isn't going to be a lot of time, just about 20 seconds remaining, and now the Grim Bees are going to start to come out, and I'm going to assume the candelas are going to start to get fun as well. So we're going to be careful. Not only that, but think about dirt right now, because I'm not sure if they've really started to make their way in through, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. A 2v2 now with 10 seconds remaining. It's a lot, man. The farts are taking over, and the bunker hold prevails. Just sitting in sight and doing what you got to do. I honestly thought there was going to be a little bit of commotion coming in through dirt, but no. I was looking at the players where they're all at right now, but nobody seemed to be effectively going in through dirt. Maybe it was just meant to be some sort of diversion, but the diversion didn't matter. And neither did the Grim Bees and neither did the Candelas. An amazing effort from Temper, but Goobers were able to hold down that basement quite nicely. And so they'll be taking us to Jim after they've reaped those rewards.
I mean, it was a round 1, again, off of just pure positioning there. A smart play, keeping himself hidden behind those AP racks. The Smoke just grasping the life behind that bar. whipping as much utility out as he could. In a matter of seconds, the whole round kicked off, and it was a great takeaway from Orgless there, proving, hey, we have some of the gun skill, we have the utility, we can keep ourselves competitive in this match, and they might pull a map against Temper.
I just realized, or not that I just realized, but this is mind you, Goobers' map pick. So you would expect them to do good. Granted that this is their map pick. It is Clubhouse, so when I see a map pick like Club, I don't have the highest expectations. Like, I think that if it's like a random map, then yeah, I'll be like, okay, you know what? Maybe they got something up their sleeve that I'm not aware of. But
give me a map like Nighthaven or like Consulate or even Chalet, a map where you can like strategize very well. Everybody plays it a little bit different. Those fall into comfort maps. A map like, you know, Cafe or Clubhouse in this one, those are just kind of your standard maps, something that you have to be good at no matter what. So if it's a map pick for your team, it either means you're falling into the basics and you're going to rely on, you know, your pure game skill and intelligence for that map, or they're cooking something up. And so far, Orgless has been cooking pretty well for their attacks and their defense.
I haven't been doing too shabby at all. Just about a minute has been shaved from this round, and Temper is slowly but surely making their way into the building. There is still going to be 2 people outside, but I'm sure they're kind of just on breach instead of really just outside. The Monty, I think, is going to be huge. Sneaky is going to be the first one to get taken down, as it's going to be taken down by Valen. So it's going to be a 3v5 now, a 2-man disadvantage of Monty pushing Mr. Zen and Taeyong, all right? At the very least, Goobers aren't going to go down without a fight. They are going to be able to get 1 pick. It is going to be onto Cheeky, who I just noticed. It's 0-6. Cheeky, what are we doing, brother? What are we doing, brother?
Hey, man,
all
maybe he's going to lock it in here. Never count out the guy who's 0-6. He's going to be hard on himself for a little bit. But I got a feeling when map 2 hits, he's coming out as an entirely different player, because that's just typically what you tend to see out of these types of guys.
We also have to see what types of operators he's playing. I haven't been paying attention specifically to the operators that he's been playing, but he's been Monty now 2 rounds, last round and this round. So he's not going to be in
kind of the headspace
you know,
that hurts these players. You know, once you get on 0-6, you get yourself in the headspace of, I gotta play support, I'm not doing good tonight. So you lock yourself out of all frag potential by swapping to a Monty, or maybe they put him on a hard breach. Man, give that man the best gun you can and see what he can do.
Monty's been so effective, though. Honestly, it's a cheese op, but an operator that a lot of teams opt to have, especially if he's able to be played. Crazy op. He has that return to the shield, not like that, but he's used to take space. Monty is amazing for pushing your way through without exposing your entire body. He's able to face check. You have somebody come with you, you face check, and you can, not necessarily easily, but you can give live call-outs to your team as you are yourself moving through. You're not in the eyes of a drone, you're in the eyes of you as a person. And so as you are, you know, actively giving these call-outs, you're also actively moving towards wherever you need to be on the map, taking the necessary space that you need. Monty's been great. I will say I hate it, but he's been great. Regardless, we're gonna have Valen coming in hot. The Marvel of Blitz instead of the Monty. So, I was talking all this Monty for nothing. For niente.
I was just about to say, he heard us hyping him up on Monty, and he said, hold my beer and watch this, and he's taking off with Blitz. We see Valen go in, get a first pick there on the Zod, and good refrag there from Zen to clear him out. I mean, if he would have kept himself in sight and Zen wouldn't have caught him when he did, that could have been devastating for this defense, because he had direct sight control. Nobody there to even reinforce him, and I think that was kind of the blunder of his push, was he didn't have the Blitz on his back, or he didn't have, you know, the Grimbies in there to help alert him to anybody's presence. It was a little bit too quick and fast-paced for what the team was doing, and that might be what cost them here. Blitz now flying in the same route that his buddy just took. Again, nobody on his 6, though, to help cover.
We'll see a minute and a half. Still only 2 players done. Everybody else is going to be full HP. I'm still waiting for what the Blitz will be able to do. Because, man, I can't counter a Blitz to save my life. Speaking of what's going to be happening, walls are going to be trying to get opened. That will not be the case, as Tuba now is going to be alive and well. Mind you, Fredo's dropping double digits. Just realized Tweety is very close behind him. With 9. He's looking for his final one, but regardless, a minute now remaining in the round. And Cheeky is going to be the one with the bomb, of course, makes sense. He's got the shield on his back to help him out. Zen, he's going to find himself a second pick. He's going to be onto Geek the Fleek. And slowly but surely, the boys on Goobers are taking the advantage. Let's see if Temper are going to be able to even out the score and slowly make their way through. It seems like Cheeky is going to be alone right now. The only one that's going to be in con. Nobody else is actually with him. Nobody else is in the building. Everybody else is outside. Finally, Tweety is going to be joining up Mr. Cheeky. So there'll be a little bit of double up action. Hopefully trying to find one of the defenders off guard. But 35 seconds, you got to start making your way into the building now. Smokes are going to be coming out, and Zen is going to get taken down. It's a 3v3. The bomb is going to begin to get planted, but it doesn't matter. A 3v1, and it's Cheeky by himself. 15 seconds in a 1v3. He's going to try and pistol whip it out. Not going to work. Fortunately, not enough time. And boys on Orgless Goobers, great job at bunkering and just waiting for the attackers to come to them. I think what I like about Orgless the best is the fact that they know more or less when to get aggro and when to sit back. I think we've seen that now these last couple of defensive rounds from them when they've, decided, look, let's sit back. I think time is enough. We can kind of relax and wait for them to come to us.
Yeah, they matched the momentum shifts that Temper was trying perfectly. I think, though, that was supposed to be a hard push round, and with the loss of the Amari, she flew in, she did get a pick there, but I don't think anybody else was really in their positioning to fly in with her. But good momentum shifts from them, going from a hard push to slow down, hard push to slow down. But Orgless Goobers were just ready for it. They were ready to take them down, and they dug their heels in and held that very, very well.
Going down to the basement now. Continue. You're gonna say, do they have a?
We have another basement round, and they really don't have the most roam-heavy lineup. I would like to see Zen, 5 and 7. He wants to get a couple kills. He wants to break even for the map. I'm hoping to see him hit some roams here. I'm hoping to see maybe the Goyo come up and hit some roams. They gotta have that off-site pressure if they want to have some good success down here. Now, don't get me wrong, they've been playing very well throughout here. It's just we haven't seen the amount of roaming that, I'm personally used to. I like to see the gunners. I like to see, go out, soften them up for your team, pick a couple kills if you're lucky. But right now, we're already setting back here into a, kind of constricted bunker hold.
The Monty coming in. If it ain't a blitz, it's a Monty. And neither shield has been banned. Ying will be that third and final ban on the side of Goobers. They've opted. They don't want to deal with the Ying. I don't blame them. There's only one operator that can really kind of... And there's really only one operator that can kind of counter it. Unless you want to count the Wamai and the Jaeger, but... Gordon! Oh my god! And you fell for the classic blunder, brother. Two piece for Pringles, a C4, and a headshot onto Millie, a Millie. Every time I hear his name, I just think of Lil Wayne. A Millie. Oh my goodness. Anyways, let me shut the heck up. Let me side out. Let me side.
Nah, you're good. You're good. I'm
I'm
enjoying it. It's reminding me of the olden days listening to B-Cast, man. That cheeky angle, though, that was coming up from Fritos. Now we have Valen trying to take one of his own. Trying to look back AK racks, but not quite finding the pixel that he needs. They do get the hatches open, and Monty's now trying to make the aggressive push, coming down here down main stairs. Again, nobody on his 6. The vertical play is happening though up above. Sneaky eating a ton of damage there. I got a feeling we're going to see a quick execute here in a matter of moments, unless they can maybe take a pick or two and try and even life count up. And with these angles that we see Valen going for, he very well could, but he takes some shots and they now know where he's laying at.
This doesn't seem like an execute like that is going to be really possible, considering that it's a 2-man advantage. for the boys on Goobers right now. I feel like every single angle plus another 2 can be covered. Regardless of that, the bomb is still going to be continued to be planted until a 5v3 is going to turn to a 4v3, making an effective 3v3, and I guess I just spoke too soon. It's a caster's curse. It's a post-plant situation, and make it a 2v3 as Fritos, unfortunately, is going to accidentally team kill one of his friends. Now Zaza is going to be picked back up, but Jesus, man. Boys on Goobers are like sitting ducks. My goodness, Fritos getting the 2 first opening picks, not going to be able to reap the rewards and the success from the round ahead. It's going to be a little bit unfortunate. And a Pokeball to kill out Shiki, but Zaza will be instantly refried out. It's going to be unfortunate, a 5v3, and yet still somehow the post plant. Are we not watching?
There was just a lot of unanswered picks there because of that motorcycle drop. When he dropped Moto, it drew so much attention over, and it allowed Monty to kind of slip his way through and play that for the AK rack. It was a great execute there from Temper, something that was definitely well thought out and very well communicated, and Goobers just left a couple holes in their defense that we seen Temper exploit very, very well.
That was unfortunate and an error that did not need to happen. I think I could say with confidence that there are 2 specific rounds that the Orgless Goobers could be winning. They can be done this game by now, by the way. That one round, well, this round that just happened right now, easily. Could have easily won that. And there was another one. Do we remember?
I don't know, but we could have very well been in that.
I think it was another 5v3 or 5v. I think they were attacking. Yes, they were. It was a 3v1, and it was the Frost match.
Yeah.
That's 100%. That round easily could have been won. Easily. Last round easily could have been won.
That's what separates the great teams from the elite teams, though, is the small mistakes. Are you able to clean them up, and are you able to take advantage of them? So far, we've seen Orgless Goobers play a very flawless game throughout, except their small mistakes we see Temper just grab a hold of and exploit to the fullest. You name the 2 rounds off, and I mean, there's no better example than that. They lost some of that communication that they needed, and just a guy slips through the cracks and ends up pulling that round for them. Looking down, we do see another basement hold, and again, nobody is upstairs. There is no roamer presence. No verticality, just let them have it the entire map. They're giving up a lot of control, and we see that as Millie just drops and rushes Oil Pit to find Mute. The C4 off the board. It's a good pick, man. Those C4s, I mean, we seen Frito hit one last round. They're going to be a good pull here to try and suppress the vertical plays. Well, Ram opening it up, and we will see the hatches coming open very, very soon.
Monty making an appearance yet again, and this vertical openings is going to be a little bit to deal with, that's for sure. That's a C4 gone, and with Sneaky dead, that's another C4 gone. Both C4s now completely off the board. Have 4 impacts. Not sure what, will be done with that, but regardless, I think they're very aware that there is going to be a roaming valve, and they hear it. And so that MPX
I was just sitting there cheering for Frito.
Well, there you go. Cheering, and he's gonna make you proud. He's making you a proud father. He might just find
I am a proud papa. No, my son.
Unfortunate, Fritos getting taken down, almost dropping 15. My goodness, his team. Let's see if Zen and Zaza are gonna be able to hold this out. Unfortunately, no. A 3-piece for Valen is gonna leave his team with a 3-man advantage. So it's going to be up to none other than Mr. Zaza. It's a post-plant situation almost immediately now, and now it is going to be a post-plant situation. 45 seconds too big for a break, if it's not going to be easy. Unfortunately, Zaza is going to have to clutch this up. He's got to get 3 picks with 7 seconds to spare. Manji isn't going to make it easy, and I'm sure that no other player on Temper is going to make it easy at all. Either way, nobody is really swinging them at all. There's going to be somebody over by that 90-ish hallway, and then the other one is going to be over by the staircase. So now you can't see anything. Monty's just walking. And there you go. Smoke rings out, and you just got a knife to the chest.
Very well. Just letting that Monty do his thing. You don't have to swing when you got a live camera going like that Monty was. So, a great post play for that team, and then we just see a knife. I mean, well played, man. I love knives. They're so fun.
Well, the basement looks like it's been a bust. And so now it's going to be match point in favor of the boys on temper. Like I said, maybe those 2 rounds, you might be busting your, they might be busting your balls now. Thinking about it. Those 2 rounds could have easily been game for the boys on Orlando Goobers, but there's all potential to bring it to OT, and so they're going to be bringing us to that top
Defenders,
floor.
protect your bombs from
He's
being
seeing
defused
cash.
by attackers.
Interesting. But they did a great job holding this out. I think if they lost Jin, they did end up winning this. So we'll see if they're going to be able to continue on and, hopefully bring this to OT.
I mean, not having the Azami on board does make this a little bit more hard to control. Thankfully, Castle's still there, so the SSG hold can continue on. We are going to hopefully see some bandit tricking, but again, no Azami makes that a lot harder because she's not there to kind of cover you from bomb chassis. For this attack, I was hoping to see that Glass, man. I was just about to comment on that. But Chicky is still 0-8. Pretty much solidifying, hey, I'm just going to play shields tonight, guys. I'm not hitting my shots, but I've been getting plant down almost every round I could. And hopefully, again, we see the aggression play. They don't have the Amaru that we seen on the last one. The Amaru that may have been what cost Temper that round, they are electing to not play. So, maybe this one will close out the game. Again, match point, it's when everybody decides to figure out what their identity is for the rest of the series.
Orglis Goobers are in a position where they cannot make any mistakes at all. Any mistakes will cost them this map. Not only that, but this map is their pick. So, mind you, you don't really want to lose your map pick because essentially it is your advantage. Emperor are going to be going onto their map after this. So you're hoping that you win your map pick, right? It's going to be a 4v4 situation as a pick has come out from both sides. So Asiki is gone, and so is Cheeky. Cheeky 0-9, by the way, but he's been Monty and been, blitzed the whole time, so I can't blame him. But that's the shield gone. Massive operator. Castle, I can bear to lose. Why? Because what? He's got a BP and he's got his castles. Once your castles are placed, they're placed. Once that BP is placed, it's placed. Monty, yep, amazing, like I said.
Passive off.
Yeah, very passive off. So really, it's you and your gun. As for somebody like Monty, you become as effective as you are when you are alive. Your effectiveness and potential to contribute to the team comes with how long you stay alive. Him being dead is going to be a little bit up to you, obviously, but that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Zaza's going to get taken down. The boys on Orglis Goobers are going to put themselves in a position where they're going to be at a 2-man disadvantage. It's looking great for Temper, as they're going to be potentially winning Orglis Goobers' map pick. And so we'll see how this bodes for them, as it's just about 45 seconds remaining in the round, and they got to start making an execute, and they got to start making one fast.
Burrito is trying to be extremely aggressive here. I don't blame him. When you are down 2 bodies like this, and the timer is it's still on your side, but that's just mostly counting down the execute coming your way. He's got to make some plays. Finding one as he jumps out the window and comes back in. And he is still just swinging for this guy who's on his window. But Geek will get in there and get active, putting him down and pulling the first map in favor of Temper. A map in which Goober was like pushing so hard for. Goobers were taking round after round. It's starting to set things in their favor.
Those 2 rounds that Orglis should have won.
That's the kicker, ain't it?
I always think about that, especially when I watch these games. I think about rounds specifically that had you done just 5 more seconds of droning, or you just played it a little bit more coordinated, you what's the word? You were able to, I guess, plan ahead an extra 10 seconds. How much you could have really won that. Even it comes down to simple positioning. I do not know, especially when it was a 3v5 in the basement church and Arsenal, how you let the plant go down in Arsenal. Who is watching back Arsenal? Who is watching back Arsenal?
That's where Temper just comes away with the better execute. they were able to maintain that main stairs control, and they put a guy down Moto, which that Moto play is such a good crosser because from the Moto door, you can watch almost the full way into AK racks, denying so many lines of sight. That's why they weren't able to actually swing the right side of the rack to take down the planter there. But they still had utility on board. I mean, we seen, I believe, the impact kill right after that. They could have hit him with impacts. They could have done something to maybe deny and stop and slow down that plant. Coming off that one, though, I mean, we see some decent stats here. Frito's 3-0 on entries. Just, I mean, he won every fight he started, you know? A good line for him. Valen met him almost even at two up on him. And a lot of plants for both teams.
Well, it's to see.
Oh, yeah. The 100 cost from Valen is, I mean, he did his job.
Christ almighty. Christ almighty. You don't
His
know what
survivability, though.
Can we get the cost? What is a cost for those who don't know? I 100% obviously know what a cost is, but
I know it's kills, I believe, opening picks, kills, objective, survivability, and trades. Which,
look at that.
I mean, he did pretty solid on all of that. You know, a great KD coming out of that. What is he? I believe he's currently the highest rated player for this matchup so far. But again, his survivability, it took a blow right there, down to 18.18. Not a whole lot of rounds where he walked away, but as an entry player, as an aggressive player like we've seen him doing, your job isn't to survive. That is up for somebody like Tweedy or Millie, where they're going to clutch it up late game. You just got to go in and wreak havoc. And, I mean, he was a game changer for his team.
I think Chicky, survivability should be higher.
You know, he's 0-9.
He has a shield. So I don't expect
he should
to get
survive
kills,
a little more.
He should. But regardless, it is what it is. Orgulous Goobers are going to walk out with this, unfortunately, losing their own map. So Temper are going to be up one map. Now, next game, which I believe is going to be played on Chalet, is going to be Temper's map. So essentially, that is Temper's advantage. This map, I think I said again, but I think that I don't think choosing club really comes with advantages or disadvantages for both teams. Honestly, more so just the fact that even if you're a team that picks club, I don't think that it's necessarily like your map pick you should win. It's your advantage.
Yeah,
and man, anybody can be club. If you don't know how to play club, then what are you doing, man? Just what are you doing?
I mean, it's a 50-50 map, and they threw the ball in the air, and it just so happens that someone else grabbed it.
Well, we're going to be seeing who's going to be grabbing the next ball in probably about 5 minutes. Pause!
We're not inviting you back.
We are going to be seeing the next match in about 5 minutes. It's going to be played on Chalet. So if you guys enjoyed the first map, hopefully we'll see you for that second map. Me and Four are going to be back in a little bit. So grab a coffee, get some water, do what you got to do. Go take a tinkle. We'll be back in a bit for map 2.
Hydrated.
Bye.
Welcome to Independent Trading University at ITU. We're more than just an education platform. We're a community built to help you succeed. Trading can feel like a solo journey, but with ITU, you're never alone. Our team is here to support, guide, and push you toward mastery. Technical analysis support, so you can read the charts with precision. Fundamental support, so you understand market-moving news and economics. Psychology support, so you can develop the mindset of a successful trader. We provide the tools you need to thrive: weekly live education, 24/7 community support, and real-time trading setups from experienced coaches. Wherever you are, access the education and mentorship that will transform your trading. Join ITU today and trade with confidence.
and Mr. 4 back. He's got a NASCAR in the back, looking.
Bro, that is
real
F1.
snazzy.
That is.
Oh my
That
bad.
is Red Bull.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Disrespecting my god right there, Max Verstappen.
I don't even know nothing
That's
about F2.
Hail to the king. You won't. You need
I
to.
barely know anything about Rainbow, but anyways.
But we're here.
Guys, in this last game, we were watching Orgless Goobers, and a Temper play on Clubhouse. And a Temper had 1-7-5. It was Orgless Goobers' map pick. And so now we're going to be going into Chalet, which is going to be Temper's map pick. We're going to see how that's going to go. Right now, Temper is, of course, up one map. It is a BO3 quarterfinal, so this could go the full 3 maps, but we'll see. Temper undefeated 11-0 right now. So we'll see if Orgless Goobers are going to be able to pick themselves back up. A lot of errors that didn't need to happen, but happened last game on the side of Orgless Goobers. So hopefully you guys got a coffee. I know I did, to keep me awake for this next game that is about to begin. I was just about to touch on this, but on the side of Temper, they are having an E-sub. So Orgless Goobers' last map started with an extra round, and so this map they will be doing the same thing, as it's going to be Millie, who is going to be the E-sub for the boys on Temper. Which is why Orgless Goobers have that 1 round advantage. Azami and Castle off the board for the defense. Grim and Ying off the side of the offense. I'm surprised no Mira.
Attackers need to
I feel like
locate
Chalet is a
and
map
defuse
that
bombs
Mira
if
can
they
be
can.
played on any bomb site, but with that, we don't even see Mira get played even though she's not banned. Another thing that I love about Chalet is the fact that typically you will see the full 4 sites played in an entire game, whether or not a team opts to go and pick all 4 sides on their defensive round, or if, one team chooses 3 and then another team chooses another 3, and, that quaternary site gets picked. Typically, we see all 4 sites. So that's why I love Chalet, even though it is one of those run-of-the-mill type of maps.
To me, Chalet,
5
it's
seconds left.
a great map because it does break the boundary, though, again, of you can watch 1,000 games of Siege. I'm telling you, right now, go pull up YouTube. Oh, not right now. Watch our stream right now. Tonight, after we're done, after we see all 3 maps and we head to match point, overtime match point, the whole 9 yards, go to YouTube, pull up Chalet gameplay. You will not see a single map setup that looks the exact same. My personal favorite, though, is I've been setting a challenge for the teams that I cast. Go up to that blue hallway, see how much utility you can stack up there to hold it. My current record is held by, I believe, Malevolent at 21 pieces of utility between cameras, barbed wires, shields, and everything that they have used, and they have actually held down that blue hallway. It became a full deterrent for any sort of push, and it plays into that factor of this map is unpredictable. This map can be played any way you want, and starting with Kitchen down here, but it looks like a main office upstairs hold. They're locking it in and holding it tight. A lot of damage already, though, onto Geek, but Zen and Sneaky eating just as much back to him, and it looks like we are going to see a Solar side push to begin with. Now, coming into here to Solar, that up above trophy, we're going to have Chicky chilling on the trophy stairs, and he's in a great spot to deny any of the jump-ins. However, he is in a typical pre-fire angle, something we will see them more than likely blast down or frag out before they go in. And the upstairs clear is coming there as Sneaky starts trying to open up some walls. Instead, though, the great play by Valen stopping out, and Tweety is found through a window. Now, again, we're reinforcing the facts that they're just going to push and they're going to play it smart. Goobers has had some unrelenting aggression throughout that first map that they need to bring into this second one. And right now, we see Tweety's res being held. They're not letting anybody get close, but it looks like Millie will manage to snake his way over to get to him. And really, I was fully expecting Goobers to push that. Hey, we got it down, let's play it. Instead, Valen is going to pick up Zen for a beautiful shot getting rid of Capital. And, I mean, without that Capital, how do you think they're gonna try to push this one in with 45 seconds and a major utility piece gone?
It's gonna be unfortunate. There's gonna be 2 players on the side of Goobers, but one person is gonna be taken down on the side of Temper. It's gonna be Tweety, and that's gonna be the 3v3. Finally, Tweety's gonna, catch his final breath as he was down before. C4 is going to get chucked from half court, and that's going to take down one along with Fritos. Going to leave Mr. Stinky in a 1v3 with 20 seconds remaining. The AK-12 can only do so much. He's got to be careful. He's going to be 2 above and 1 right across from him. He's going to see which gun he can take on first, or which opponent he can take on first. And taking on Mr. Millie, is it going to be much? Is it going to be too much avail? As he is going to get taken down in the first official played round is going to go to Temper. An amazing hold on Kitchen. One thing I'm going to say, this is Temper's map pick, and Goobers decided to attack first. Do you think there's like any underlying kind of like thing that I'm just not really, catching on to? Like, why would they? Because typically defense, no matter what map, is always going to be
being defused by attackers.
the advantage.
Bomb located by attackers.
But Goobers opting to go on the offense first. Is this kind of like maybe trying to get the hard job done first? What do you think?
Well, I'm thinking Chicky found his kryptonite here. So I was just reading the chat a little bit. But, I mean, yeah. Orgless Goobers, they started that 1-0. Losing their advantage, it was immediately, and Pepper looking very solid on that defense. Not giving up more than what they needed to, and for it to come down to, I believe that was Sneaky down there in a 1v. I mean, Orgless Goobers need to find some footing and find it quick. As Temper look ready and to go.
Gonna be going into that bar and games. No Mira again. Mira, and if you notice, especially on a map like Chalet, top floor holds either in library or in piano, very much library, almost all the time. Granted, castles off the board, but not even to have a Mira on a top floor hold. I'm very surprised that Temper decided not to. I'm wondering if that's because of the fact that Mira is so often banned that they have opted not to play her at all. And am I lagging?
There could be, yeah, the thing just froze.
Okay.
There could be some strategy going into that. Now, if you pocket the Mira for your first 3 rounds, when the next ban phase rocks its way back around, they might not even think to ban her. They might say, hey man, we hate dealing with this Clash, or hey man, we hate dealing with this Malusi. If you keep that Mira pocketed and hidden, that sets up and opens your whole strategy book for the last 3 to maybe either bring the advantage back or just send the nail home to end the match out. And so we've seen it in Pro League just a little bit. We might have some disconnects going. But I believe it was a phase game. We've seen them pocket a Clash all the way through until that 3rd round. That next set of bans hit, and that's when they just let her go relentless. Because you don't have to be in fear. You don't have to say, like, you bottleneck your best player for a little bit, but then you give him the keys and sell him go nuts. And I got a feeling we're going to see that happen with the Mira right here.
I hope so. I would love to see a Mira get played. I love playing Mira on this map. Mira and Goyo, I love the Vector. I'm a real sucker for the Vector. But haven't been able to see it at all. So now we're at about 1.5 minutes remaining in the round, and for whatever reason, Tweety is jumping outside and running through these ruining barriers. Regardless, first pick is going to be on to Mr. Crit. Is that? Yeah, it is Crit. I was gonna say, did I say that right? I hope I did. Anyways, 2 picks now coming in favor of the boys on Temper. They got a 2-man advantage. Why is Tweety chilling outside? I have absolutely no clue. But
it's the only safe zone
he's
for him.
doing it. I guess so, but I mean, even though he's outside, it's a 3-man advantage now for the boys on Temper. It's a little bit surprising, my goodness. Reload. But hey, it might just be a 4-man advantage. If Mr.
I think
Zaza
this might
is
be
not
Temper
careful.
flexing their guns. That could be it.
Having a little bit of a jolly time, which again, like I said, it seems very odd that Goobers are opting to go on offense first. I can understand some people wanting to get rid of the hard part first, but at the same time, if you also push with the hard part first, you might leave yourself in a bad situation where now you're down so many rounds. And these rounds, honestly, have not really been close. Let's round a 1v5, 1v4, last round a 1v3. It's not looking too good.
If I'm on the side of Orgless, though, remember they start with that round up. That's their charity round that they were given. I would be using this to exploit, go as far ahead as you can, because you could seal the game almost immediately. You know, you could take it to a 6-0 if you play those defenses right. On a map like Chalet, where, again, you can say it's a throw-up map. I want to say it's a 4-2 to the defense map, because that's just what I see a lot. That they have that advantage already. They need to continue and drive that, that skill set home. And we've seen Orgless Goobers do pretty good on their clubhouse attacks. Their defenses, they weren't too bad on. They were pretty solid at times. So, attacking Chalet, attacking the map that your opponent picked, it's a nightmare scenario. And I agree, maybe they're trying to get it out of the way, but they could very well set themselves up into a 5-1 split, which is an absolute tooth and nail crawl to get out of.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what? I get it, but at the same time, if you put yourself in this situation, like now you can be down too many rounds to come back from. And I always say this, and it's a map like Chalet, but I'm just going to say this in general. I'll get back to it in a little bit. But you pick a map as a team, you're assuming that you are better than your opponent, and not just defense, but at offense as well. You are picking a map knowing that you believe that you can win this because you have, you are a better coordinated team. You can play this map better, not just, winning via defense, but also winning via offense. A map like Chalet, I think that every team knows how to attack it on it, but there's going to be a team that is fundamentally better, which is why, you know what, for teams that are a little bit, there's too much of a skill gap. I say skill gap, Coopers did a great job last game, but anyways, for teams that have a little bit too much of a skill gap, I don't think that the fundamental maps, like Club, like Chalet, like Cafe, throw in Consulate in there because it just seems like it's played all the time. I don't think that those maps are the best for two teams that have large skill gaps. And Temper has shown with their 11-0 record that they are a team that knows how to play together, no matter what. You don't just win 11 games out of the blue, off sheer luck. You just don't, unless you are the luckiest person on planet Earth. So that's my take on that. Sorry I had to, kind of ramble on. But anyways, Goobers will find themselves the first pick. They're going to have that man advantage. We'll see how long Temper are going to hold on to this disadvantage and how long it's going to take them to equalize at the score, if they even do at all.
I mean, I'm hoping, maybe they did their research a little bit here on Goobers. Maybe they're seeing what maps they picked. Maybe that's why we've seen the ban order that we did. And, seeing as how the typical map ban scenario goes out, it could be that this is a team who's not very confident on Chalet. That's why they took Temper, let Temper play here. Sneaky will get a good burn in on the gate. As we see Orgless start to kind of open up this game here. Now up currently 5-1. I mean, Zen is DBNO, and a pick from Fritos for a flawless round for his team. That's a statement. That is nothing other than a statement of, we are here and we want to win it. So bringing it to 2-2. I want to see maybe Orgless pull 2 more rounds so we can go to map 3. Just, slide us over that way. I want to be here for another map. I'm enjoying my time.
It's been a great night so far. So, and I like that from Goobers. Those last 2 rounds, I wouldn't say that they were pitiful, but they were definitely questionable. And, like I said, I don't think that the skill gap between these two teams is very wide. But again, I think that Goobers makes
discovered the location of a bomb.
certain mistakes that I feel like Temper would not overlook that, and they wouldn't make those same mistakes. Teams make mistakes regardless, but I think that the degree of the mistakes, how often you make them, and how easy they are to avoid, really sets a team apart. But that last round was great. That execute was perfect, and a flawless round at that. Temper not even being able to find themselves a pick.
What we've seen a lot of though is Temper kind of exploiting more. than what Goobers do. Like, if Goobers mess up a little bit or fudge up play just a touch here, we see Temper come in and just execute perfectly off of the misplay. Goobers have not really they haven't really found the spots to exploit it, and if they do find them, they're not quite hitting that, quite hitting hard enough there. So hopefully, maybe that last round shows that they made the adaptations they needed. They talked it out as a team, and let's hope the communications stay well and stay high for this team, so that they can continue on to push the way that they did in that last round, and maybe we see Orgless Goobers at least win their half here.
Hey, if it even leaves 3-3 split, that wouldn't be too bad. Orgless Goobers, I feel like, considering Temper is on defense, I feel like Orgless Goobers have gotten the minimum that they should get. 3-3 would be optimal. And Goobers have, 2 more rounds up their sleeve to potentially get that third win. We're
On a map
also...
like Chalet, as I said it earlier on when we first got on the map, you tend to see it lean defensively. I mean, typically a 4-2 split. Let me look over here real quick at Chalet. Yeah, typically, according to the statistics, there's like a 73% win rate for the defenses. So as an attacker, if you're able to walk away with the 4-2 and you're able to, pull your ground up on it, you can very well win the map there. And a C4 coming out to get rid of the ace. Great picks here coming from Geek, as we now see Laz running in and just letting that SMG eat. And that sets his team up for maybe an execute and a plant. However, Millie on the flank with the Solus, they've got no idea to cover their backs. And a free pick onto Zen there. Crit now has gone to pray that he has some coverage. But no, Sight is downstairs. I'm just blind and confused. I don't know where I'm at today. It's just a fight for office control.
Even though Sight is downstairs, the top floor hold is very necessary. Having that top floor control is absolutely necessary. Goobers being able to find themselves another pick is going to be great. That's also the Solus gone. So now they might actually be able to kind of get this bomb planted without too much of an interference, but it's going to be Mr. Crit that has the bomb himself. They're both on this top floor. They've got 30 seconds remaining. They're going to have to start getting execute down and ready. Of course, Maestro is going to already be downstairs waiting for that execute to begin. And, considering the fact there's not a lot of time, the execute is going to have to happen one way or another. Not only that, but Tweety upstairs! And he whiffs, he misses. He gives away his position. Mr. Chicky is going to be alive on his Maestro cam. He's going to be hiding out, and Serrano's going to continue to get planted from above. This is what I'm talking about, that top floor control that you absolutely need to have. Not only that, but, they knew that somebody was. Tweety was hitting Monty from the back. You knew somebody was above.
I mean,
and
that is just
to assume that they would go downstairs is a little bit of, willful blindness. And obviously there's not a lot of time, so a lot of teams are not going to really be able to make rational decisions. It's just, we got to go in now. We've got 10 seconds left. Like, it's either we drop and, take the shot, or we miss it. We miss it completely.
Attackers need to
We miss
locate
100% of the shots
as
in
many
the make.
bombs as they can.
Goober's missing their shot, but at the very least it was an attempt. We're going to be going to Barn Games. Any thoughts on that last round? You had a little bit of a blurb that I kind of interrupted. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're the main caster here. I'm just along for the ride. Temper, they played that almost to a T. The flank routes were perfect. Shots at, sneaking around the way they did, on cue with some of the best timing I think I've ever seen. Now, yeah, sure, we see that little bit of a whiff upstairs. Oh well. Screw it. Tweety missed his shots, he cleaned up with the 2 kills. I'm looking at the Maestro, having the IQ to run downstairs and say, I don't need to play my life here. I've got the cameras who can deny the plants. And honestly, he does just that, laying enough damage onto the gridlock at the time to slow her down, make her double think it, because one more hit and she is off the board, leaving Monty down by himself. And just very well executed, very smart play, and it's how you want to see this game actually be played out. Now, that being said, we now see Temper has an advantage. So Goobers have got to win this one, or else we'll just see another standardized Siege Chalet game of a 4-2 split. And, I mean, Goobers are going to have to make sure their defenses are on point for the rest of this game.
Again, it is Temper's map pick. I feel like Goobers have done a decent job at getting those 2 rounds. Mind you, it's really only been 1 round because they've been fed that other one. But regardless, I feel like they've, like I said, I feel like at the minimum you should get 2. And that's what they've gotten. It's not bad. I like the Capitan. Very typical to have that Capitan, especially upstairs. You know, prior used to always be a dog that sits in the corner of library. They used to flame him out with the Capitan, you know, firebolts. He would just overstim. I was gonna say, I think he just about missed him, but I guess maybe he didn't want to take the shot just yet. Instead, he's gonna get punished for not trying to take that shot. Millie also going to be taken down. The boys on Temper are now down 2 men. Everybody, well, almost everybody. This is still going to be somebody on the top floor. Is going to be Mr. Geek to Freak, but no longer on the top floor. He is going to be dead. It's going to be 2 people remaining. Both of them are going to be over on that first floor, but at the very least, Tweety is going to find himself 1 pick, make it 2, and getting rid of some Selma charges as well. A 5v2 is going to turn to a 3v2. The boys on Orgless still have that man advantage, and we're going to see if they're going to be able to maintain that lead, because we've infamously seen them throw leads that they've had, and considering that it was a 5v2, well, not boding so well. Still a little bit of time. It is going to be about a minute remaining in the round, and they do have the diffuser in hand. I like the droning. You got a bit of time. Don't get overzealous. Don't start to get hasty. No need to get hasty when you're up a man. You know, maybe you could be a little bit hasty if you were up 2 men, but you're up 3 men, but you're not. So now the execute begins. And we got about 35 seconds. The hatch in games is going to be a big issue. That's a 3-piece for Tweety. There you go. Not looking too good as a 5v2. Turns to a 1v2. Tweety with a 4-piece looking for his ace. Goobers! Another sold round that didn't need to happen. Zen with 10 seconds effectively on the board. Maybe in a 1v2 situation, it's not looking too good for him. That advantage is slowly lost. And unfortunately, that's
the
going
second stolen ace.
In the books. Wow. Unfortunately. Goobers. I'm not even worried about the ace as much as I'm worried about the fact that Goobers had quite literally sold a 5v2. Tweety, holy crap, this guy is like snorting something. My goodness.
Hold on. We gotta say here, though, that was Chicky's first kill of the night. So, yes, he took the ace, and you can see Tweety is sitting there holding his head for a minute, but I'm giving it to Chicky. You know, at least he got his kill. Tweety may have missed his ace, but Chicky got his kill. That's, the night's over, we're going home. End it. I'm excited for that man. Tweety, I mean, we'll give him a participation trophy.
I would have loved to have seen Goobers face cams. We're seeing Tempers, and Tempers are very happy, right? They're happy. They're like, damn it, man, we just came back from a 2v5. I would love to see what Goobers are looking like right now. Because, again, another round that didn't need to be lost.
The production team here can vouch for it. I was in my face cam almost crying, cheering, and about to do a backflip for most of that round, because it was just what the actual type of round. Like, there's no explanation for how they let Tweety pull that 4K. I mean, that 2K on stairs, you're stacked a little tight. You didn't quite have it maybe droned out or figured out where he was, and it was just a great swing from him. But for him to pick up 2 more in active contention, people that knew he was there, and he still fries them down, it's just applaud to you. Chicky, you got your kill. Give that to Tweety. Give him his ace. Come on, give that kill back.
I feel like Chicky needed it more than anybody. Chicky needed that kill more than anybody. We've had 7 plus 5 would be 12 plus 4, 16 plus 2. We've had 18 rounds. And Chicky he needed that kill. He did. So desperate.
I love how in the replay cam there, just as you see Tweety hits the 4K, you see somebody say the Ginger Mafia.
Oh, man, Tweety's a one-man mafia. You got a 4K.
Yeah, he's a one-man army.
Great job. And here's the Mira that I so desperately was asking for. Valor also going to be taken down first. He's going to be seeking to open up the kill feed, but Millie is going to be able to get rid of another player. Won't be the refrag, but it will be a pick in their favor. And not only that, but make another one. Chicken! Second pick tonight!
I told you he needed map 2. I told you!
He needed it. He needed to warm up a little bit. His fingers are warmed up. He's ready to go. Zen is going to find another, or is going to find a pick. Not another pick, but another pick for his team. Evening out the score with 3v3 as we have just about 2 minutes remaining in the round.
I mean, the execute so far from this attack, they already have very good control with Millie. They just need to find a way to take this upstairs. Zen holding down this blue is almost perfection, and I'm seeing a lot of utilities stacked up there. I mean, maybe not the 23 that I've seen before, but a lot of utility being played for him. And Millie holding the perfect angle there, hoping that they can force this Wamai off his shield so that Millie is able to pick a good kill. Now with the crosser angle here from Sneaky, he's honestly the one that you gotta clear first before you can push into blue stairs. If you can take that top mez control, it becomes a seriously easy collapse here for Temper. However, Orgless knows that, and they're not playing passive, but not being overly aggressive. As I'm saying that, I am sitting here watching Sneaky go for a swing, and we'll see Crit picking one up onto Millie. And they just gotta make a liar out of the casters. That's all it is. They hear us saying something, they gotta change it up. As Sneaky finds a second one onto Chicky. And now it is just geeking a 1v3 situation. I mean, again, he's trapped out here, outside on the balcony. Has that blue shield control at least. Does everyone else drop themselves back to bar? And that makes this push now hard. It's a 1v3. They're gonna hold crossers to one another. Everybody's setting up. And I hate to be that guy. Sure, your DMR is great, but a DMR is not the weapon for a 1v3 scenario. You deal high damage with a slower rate of fire in a one headshot game is just not the, the weapon of choice.
There's going to be 20 seconds remaining. Goobers, like I said, I feel like what's good thing about Goobers is the fact that they know when to sit back and when to really get aggro. Except for last round. We're not going to talk about last round. But anyways! Getting the freak! Get your freak on! Hold on, he might just win this out, and absolutely no way. He's got 1 HP. Don't let him do it! Don't let him do it! Don't let him do it!
Yo, they say pros don't fake! He did! He did!
Oh my god!
What a round there from them! Bro pulled
Happening?
it from nowhere!
Oh my goodness gracious!
And you
Oh
see
my
them!
god!
Temper now going in to talk their trash and saying thank you for the round. Oh my.
Thank you for the last 2 rounds. A 5v2.
I mean, that's fair.
And then a 1v3 with like 40 seconds on the board. I mean, it's not really that it was 40 seconds, but like,
Attackers need to locate
by
and
the time
defuse
you
the
get
bombs
into
if
the
they
site,
can.
there was like,
Attackers
25
have discovered
seconds
the
remaining.
location of a bomb.
What the hell, man? What are we doing, Goobers? We're playing like a bunch of Goobers. This is supposed to be the underdog story. The score could have been 4-3. Or not 4-3. Would have been 4-3? 2? Yeah, it would have been 4-3. Come on.
Remember watching movies as a kid with your parents and you see the hero is always the, he's the underdog, right? This is the real world.
10 seconds left.
The underdog, he's the underdog for a reason. He does not have quite, they need to lock him in a little bit more. They want to bring it up against Temper. Temper is the final boss right now as they continue to steamroll through this league so far. And they might just add another notch to the belt and put themselves one step closer to a finals.
Oh my god, bro. Get the freak out of freaky on that DKD. Oh man, the DMR. What a guy. Rounds beginning.
You know what though?
And
we can't count out Orgless. We can't count him out. And until
can't,
Fat Lady
but
sings as we see Tweety getting first picked by Zen.
hey, that's bomb. That's bomb. That could be great. That could be good news. I was saying, Tempers also put themselves in a situation though where they could potentially be at match point. They win this out, it's match point. Shiggy is gonna find Mr. Millie. So they will have the man advantage, but it's not gonna last long, as Stiggy's gonna quickly get refragged. By the way, Crit at 1 HP. He's been hit critically. Fritos will be able to find Mr. Geek the Freak, but they will see Temper are going to be able to bring themselves back to their feet. Even if they don't, they have a lot of room for error. They have a lot of margin for error. You know, Orgless don't have a lot of margin for error. They really don't have any at all, especially being down a map. So, you know, the stakes are a little bit higher for Goobers. Yeah.
It would be a trouble to come all this way into playoffs and not see a third map, though. I'm just saying. Come on, we got to see map 3. Orgless, you guys gotta pull her in, lock her in a little bit. You know he's droning, you could hear him throw it. There needs to be a swing off that. Instead, now you're found. A pick goes on to crit, and the guy up there did disappear. We see Fritos now drop down. Zen in great positioning, finds a pick there on the Valen, and now it is just Chicky versus Zen. Chicky having a very, very rough day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, no, Cheeky's got his picks. He keeps on getting his picks. Was that a triple kill?
I think that was a finish. I think that was a finish.
Oh. Oh my god. I got excited for a little bit for this little Ute.
I did too, and now Zen knows that Diffuser is downstairs with him. He's going to be playing very, very close for him, waiting for Chicky to come up. It's just a play of who can bait who harder. Now, Siege, though, is a game of Seeker's advantage, and Zen wants this kill in the worst way. Chicky has got to stay up. I mean, Chicky's got this. And we see Geek playing the mind games. He's behind you. Chicky lays a ton of damage. Pulls the shotgun. Pulls him close.
No way.
And now him and Zen.
20 seconds, by the way. There's 50 seconds. There's almost no time on the board. Zen is going to try and meet him in the middle over by the bomb site. By the way, Zen's got 5 HP in a tree trying to target from a little below. My God. The shotgun, the secondary shotgun. This got my butt cheeks clenched right now. I really can't. Are you kidding me? This guy's on a hair's worth of HP left. He's on a hair's worth of HP left. You can't make this up. Zen really pulled that through. Cheeky. Cheeky, no.
Zen said, hey, I know you guys have clutched up against me. I'm bringing my own for once. And he did just that. That super shorty is really not a weapon of choice there. I thought for sure he was going to get sprayed down with that SMG. But instead, they both run for the shotguns, running up. And you see Chicky's reaction to that.
My God, man.
Though,
this has
Crit is having a slow start.
This has to go 5-5. I pray this goes 5-5. It's the only right answer for this. If this goes 5-5.
I pray this goes map 3. I want to keep going. These two teams have been some of the best competition I've seen in a little while. They're trying to keep the game competitive now. Temper.
Secured map 1, man. I'm still thinking about that. If this doesn't go OT, or if this doesn't go map 3, I'm gonna just think Cooper's gonna secure this on the club.
We could have had that third map. It was 2 throwaway rounds. I mean, we've seen very similar situations on this game, though. With the 2v5, and then I believe, what was it, a 1v3. Situations that were winnable, that Goobers just did not play it out. They got a little overconfident in the numbers, and Temper just swung a little bit better with all their shots.
Well, we're going to be seeing a little cheeky operator BB get played. Temper is still in a position to put themselves in match point, and Orgless Goober is still in a position where they really can't afford to lose any more rounds. Because once Temper gets to that match point, it's basically, like you said, going to be good. So, you know, and at the very least, Temper, if they do end up losing this map, they still have one under the belt. So it's not like it's, you know, it's all for nothing. Goobers don't have the luxury of losing this map and still being able to make it to match 3, so they're gonna have to do something about that, and somebody to do something about Sneaky is gonna be Millie. Is gonna open up this kill feed by getting rid of Mr. Castle. Probably the better operator to get rid of, only because it is Castle, like we had mentioned last map. He's a very passive operator. You know, he doesn't have a lot of utility that, you know, really
stay alive
requires him to be alive. Yes. Yeah. He doesn't. His life is not necessarily required. It is an extra gun though. However,
but what I'm looking at is Temper just pulled off both of Orgless's top fraggers, setting themselves up in a great position here. As we see Fritos now coming up for a great swing onto Chicky, getting rid of the Blackbeard, the point man off the board, and now we're into a 3v floor. Fireplace and downstairs is fully secured though by these attackers. They've got site control. And diffuser will start to be planted.
There's that top floor hold though. This is what we're saying. Chalet, you gotta make sure that you're counting out whatever's happening over on the top floor. It's gonna be a post-plant situation, but at the very least, it was a 2v2, now gonna be a 1v2. This angle's not looking too good, and Valid is gonna close that out quite nicely. Opening up that wall with his gun, bullets raining through, and that's match point. The boys on Temper looking to close this out as fast as they possibly can, and we'll see if they are going to be able to.
That goes into what we've been saying about Temper exploiting Orgless. They seen that they didn't have a very good hold on that dining room, and they played into that perfectly. That is the first spot that they rushed in and took. Excuse me, that's the hamburger. That's the first spot they rushed in and took, and as soon as they got in there, they made that theirs. They set up site. They said, okay, you want to play the vertical? We're not letting you come back down the stairs. And they did just that, as well as had a guy up there trying to clear out some of that verticality.
Did you like stop? Like, was that a mid-sentence stop?
That was a mid-sentence burp, and oh god.
I was like, did he finish the thought? I literally turn around and I see my cat loafing behind me. So, you stopped your sentence so abruptly. I was like, did he just lag out or is that me? Anyways, we're gonna be going to the basement. I think this is the first time that we're seeing the basement get played. This is what I'm talking about. We see every single site played on this map. Orgless Goobers. Well, he's opted to. They opted to attack first. Maybe it was good. Maybe it wasn't good. Unfortunately, there's no room for error. They need to win these next 3 rounds if they even want to smell OT. Not even just to win the map. Temper just need to secure one, and even if they don't, they can win it in OT, or they can sacrifice this map. Because granted the fact that they've already won map 1. So obviously they want to close this out, but it's not do or die. It is going to be do or die for Mr. Fritos, who had a banging game last map, isn't doing the greatest this map, but still contributing to the team. That's a C4 off the board. Massive. And that's an early first pick, not even 20 seconds into the round, really, and Temper have already found themselves with a man advantage, especially the fact that Goobers is going to be already down. It's not looking too good. It's going to be a 2-man disadvantage. The boys on Temper are just making their way through. They're plowing through this like they're the snow plowers, and it's in the middle of winter. 2v5, we got a little, Fritos talking about it's a bit of a close game. Not really sure how close of a game this was, but at the very least, I think he's going to find himself one pick. It is still possible. This 2 minutes is a lot of time, but Stinky now left by himself is unfortunately going to have to aces if he wants to bring his team home a victory. It's going to be a 3-piece from a 1v4 to a 1v2. The MP5 is ringing. There is going to be one player in the basement with him. It's going to be Mr. Cheeky, and then there's going to be none other than Geek to Freak with him. However, he's going to be above. Sure, there might be some couple angles to possibly floor bang, but the bomb is going to begin to be planted. He's well aware of where that's happening now. Being flashed and the grenades coming through, it's not looking too good. And Temper will close out map 2. Makes a lot of sense, as it is their map pick, but it's unfortunate that they had to lose. I'm talking about the Googles. As for Temper, congratulations to you guys. Yeah, they are undefeated, by the way, 12-0. 12 games, every single game they've played, they have won.
Yeah,
oh my
I think they're lighting the stats up. They're here to win it, and so far, they've been doing just that. That last round execute, they were pretty much like, hey, we might have been restraining the first map. We were restraining the first couple rounds. They wanted to close that out because they're ready to probably go play ranked, maybe go to bed, maybe go get something to eat. They were ready to just end it. And as fast as they pushed that, it was hard to even keep an eye on the action because 1 minute it's there, next minute it's there, and it was just a fast execute push death.
I mean, I don't want to bring up map 1, but I'm bringing up map 1. Goobers could have won that. I'm not going to, loathe on it for too much, if that's even the right word to really use.
I will. It's going to haunt me. I'm going to have nightmares about that.
And I'm sure it's going to haunt Goobers, right? Like, that's a potential really to bring, to bring over map 3. It didn't happen, and I wouldn't say that they were the favored to win. not because of the fact that no team wants to see them win, but on paper, Temper just supersedes every team. That's just how it is, right? Like they're 11-0 before this game, 12-0 now. Bias aside and everything, on paper, Temper is the better team. And
Yeah, on
you can
paper they're
tell
coming out all day.
they're not making irrational mistakes. They're being thorough. And I think that Orgulous Goobers did a great job. They put up an amazing fight. I just also too think that, they were making mistakes that I don't think a team like Temper would make. And, they got bit in the butt for it. And that is nobody's fault but Goobers. Because, as a team that makes a mistake, your opponent is going to recognize that mistake and take advantage of it. And if you aren't able to, fix up your act, then yeah, you're just gonna pay the price every single time, which is what Goobers did. But still amazing.
It's easy to say Goobers made a lot of mistakes, but I want to say though, we've seen Temper push them into a lot of those mistakes. They created a lot of the haphazardness that we were watching there. Throughout a lot of the gunfights, especially that 4K to clutch up for Temper on Chalet. We've seen that set up immediately by Tweety pulling those 2 kills, pulls a couple more. Like it was a situation that they wanted themselves to be in. They set up perfectly to watch Hatch drop, and Goobers just did not compensate for being down the men.
But was it Temper that was pushing them in the situations, or was Goobers actively putting themselves in situations that they shouldn't have put themselves in? Because I'm not gonna lie, the 2 opening picks that Tweety got didn't need to happen. Tweety wasn't ratting in a corner and being like, being a rat.
Listen.
The 2 players waltzed right into him.
As much as I want to say, hey, you gotta blame them. We've all made that exact same play. We've all stacked up with our buddy because we're both pushing this. It's gonna be a 2v1 gunfight. You can't headshot both of us. And
they're not wrong
Temper
for
just cleaned up. Mm-hmm.
No, but they're not wrong for buddying up. That's perfectly fine. What they're wrong for is, you guys are both moving in together, and you know what? You got a 2-man advantage, or you got a 3-man advantage. Nobody's droning, man. You got 3 extra people. Mans are not gonna drone for you, even
You
just
think they
like.
would've.
But that's what I'm saying. That's a mistake that I don't think Temper would make. That's a mistake that Goobers might make because look, you're up 3 men. We don't got a drone. Like, we're up 3 men. Even if we lose somebody else, it's fine. Yeah. We're still up 2. It comes and goes. And maybe that's not even what Goobers was, maybe Tweety was, really ratting and they missed drone. Doesn't matter. Happens, and that's the end of the story. End of the story is Temper continued to be undefeated as they've now won. They've got 12 games under their belts quite nicely. They've, put it there. And it's shining gold, like that WWE, belt. They're just waiting, they're waiting to flaunt it. They're still flaunting it, man. That record is absolutely ridiculous. So, good on Temper for continuing with that momentum and bringing home another win. Can only, hope that they would bring it all the way over to finals. And then, we'll see how finals goes out. They might just be completely undefeated. If they win finals, they're undefeated the entire season, which holy crap, man, sign these guys up to a higher league.
What is perfection? Perfection is imperfection. That, 12-0 record they have now, it's going to feel amazing. You got to have a loss, man. Imperfection is just, it's a key to life. Now, if you go all the way to finals and lose on that, undefeated record, that's going to haunt you. You need to get the losses out of the way early. Take a loss in normal season. Take 2 losses in normal season. Because it just makes that finals victory, it makes those losses lessen and those victories you had that much sweeter.
I mean, I'm thinking about it like that's like a 15-0 record, or that's like a 14-0 record. I feel like a 14-0 is gonna sound a lot better than like a 12-2 record. You know what I mean? Like, you can.
It's gonna look shinier.
You know what? Temper is not. You know what? If you're not gonna lose, then they don't have to lose. If Temper are playing better than their opponents, then they deserve that. And I think that, you're on that record. You can't lose now, because if you lose, you're gone. So
that was do or die.
Temper have shown why they deserve to be here at, in quarterfinals, now moving over to semifinals. They've shown why they belong here. And you know what? The first map was honestly a nail biter, really. This map was a lot better for them. But I mean, if you don't have to take the loss, don't take the loss. If you do not have to lose, don't lose. And it just seems like Temper has
know.
outplayed.
You're making a good point. You don't always have to lose.
I mean, it's the truth. I mean, you will lose naturally. You will lose. But if you don't have to lose naturally, then why would you want to lose at all?
Well,
if you are able to win,
lose, but they gotta come.
But it just doesn't seem like that. Temper's been playing amazing, and they haven't made any mistakes that have made them lose an entire game. Temper will lose rounds, and that's the mistakes that they make. But is that going to stop them from losing or from winning the entire game? No, clearly not. It's not like they're 7-0 every single game. No, first map nearly what I mean. So they
first
take
map was Goobers. I still think we should just give Goobers the first map, and we should go to map 3 as it is. That's where I'm at.
Well, unfortunately,
just come on, bend the rules a little bit so we can get some good storyline and drama going.
Well, we are actually going to be. Wait, who's in the call? Who was it, Kylo? Geek the Freak! Okay, we got an interview with Geek the Freak from Temper to tell us about the amazing game that they've had. Hello, Mr. Geek.
Hello.
What's up, Geek? Right. I like the Dark Zero merch.
Thank you.
Now, what iteration of Dark Zero are we talking? The old, or are we talking the new one?
I've been watching them since they were flip side, so through thick and thin.
Good.
Any of them.
All right. I like you then. I like you.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm not sure. I have a couple questions, of course, that I will ask. But I think this is a standard. You get this every time. But how are you feeling after the two? Basically the entire match win. Not just that, but the fact that you guys have a clean slate. You guys got a clean record right now. Are you feeling any better, or is it just like what, you guys stay winning and that's just how it goes?
I feel like we came into the game expecting to win. We kind of knew either team that we played, whichever team that we were going to face between them or Corvus Corps, whichever team they beat, we were going to be pretty much guaranteed to beat them. We got maps that we liked. It feels good to win. We're in semifinals, but we still got 2 more games to
go. Now, what is the idea of preparation moving on to these next 2? You guys just gonna keep riding that high of confidence, or are you saying, all right, new match, we're moving up, let's set it back to 0, we're at the start of the road again, let's just treat it as a whole new setup?
I wouldn't say that we treat any one game different from another. I think we go into every game with the mindset that we still have to do our job and everything will take care of itself. We don't really care too much about how we're playing. We'll do the prep work, see what maps we're probably going to play, what kind of play style we're going against, and we'll be prepared for it come game day.
All right.
Like that.
Smart answer.
Map 1 was honestly very close. I was watching it there. I feel like there were ways where it really seemed like the round was going in favor of your opponents on Goobers. Did you guys ever kind of get a sense that you might lose the map? And if you did, would you be able to be prepared to go for a map 3 if it was if it had gone the other way?
I think a lot of those rounds just come down to us doing self-inflicted wounds. I wouldn't say those guys did anything special to beat us. I think majority every single round we lost was just us beating ourselves. We were our biggest competitor in that game, and it showed a lot better on that second map. I think the 1 round head start and then going down 2-0 a little bit quick kind of just caught us off a little bit. We usually start slow, but got comfortable in the lobby, and we took care of business how we should have.
I got a good question. For Tweety's 4K on Chalet, what were the comms like? Was it him yelling, "Do not steal my ace, I'm right here"? Or was it, "Thank God, Chicky, you picked up a kill"?
Well, honestly, it was kind of a mix for both. Whoever's more desperate. Does Tweety want to get his first ace ever in his life? Or does Roxon need to get his first kill and end his pacifist run? So we had to weigh our options there in the last
That was like
round.
18 rounds, by the way.
Oh yeah, it was. Oh yeah,
18 rounds.
He didn't have an assist map 1. Poor guy only plays Monty and the terrible ops on defense. So Chicken's a grinder. He keeps his head through it the entire time. His impact goes beyond the scoreboard, but it was fun to see them two fight for the last kill right there.
It was
I
cute.
was gonna say, whenever because thank God that happened right before a ban phase, because we were able to see you guys' reaction, and all we see was as soon as the round ended, Tweety's head just give it down to his face like that and go, "Oh, come on."
You guys are good sports for having the face cams on, man. That's the best. Unfortunately, Goobers didn't have their face cams on. I would have loved to have seen Goobers' face cams
I
after
don't
that
know.
round.
There could have been some salty ones in that one.
Oh, for sure. I have one last question. But as a team, do you guys have a specific IGL, or as the rounds go on, do you guys kind of give in your own input and kind of move with whatever the situation is going, or is there kind of like an IGL that's like, okay, let's start off with this, and then if something changes, the IGL will kind of shift the focus onto whatever's happening?
I would say we transitioned from like a group system to more of me giving like a base idea at the start of a round, kind of just seeing what the gap is at the initial and maybe like a base premise. Okay, here maybe we can. They have a lack of traps. Maybe we can lurk here, or this spot of the map's particularly weak. Let's just clear this side of the map and take the control that they're letting us have for free. I kind of keep everybody in line, make sure that we have our crosses and our cuts established, and make sure everything's in line. Lineups are fine, and we have the tools for the job every single time.
I mean, you did a heck of a job that whole game, man. Y'all's executes at times were just
that great chemistry.
insane. Yeah. How long has this iteration of the team been around? Give or take a player or two.
Besides Millie, who's standing in, us four have been together for a little over 3 months now. And I think the chemistry between us four shows. Sometimes we just have bad days and forget how to play the game sometimes, but those days happen no matter what level you're at. But I think the four of us, and then Millie slotted in right behind. He's a great player, and it's great to have him.
All right. I mean, I know like 3 months in the competitive environment that we're in right now, that is a very long time. But for me, I'm still seeing like, man, 3 months and they're already pushing a perfect season. That's just mind-boggling.
They've got that dog in them.
They do.
All right. Well, I've asked all the questions that I wanted to. Did you want to ask him any final questions before we let him go? Let him enjoy his night?
You gonna come back and watch the VOD after?
I'm gonna watch a few rounds. I'm still very curious how they let me 1v3 on bar.
You gotta see that, and that had me bugging. That had me tweaked.
I have no idea how they let me do that. I'm usually only allowed to do that in ranked, but I don't know how they let me do that. That was just insane.
I mean, you guys did make some insane plays all through the night.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mr. Geeky Freaky, thank you so much for being here with us and letting us ask you a bunch of questions. Congratulations on the win, and hopefully we'll see you guys in finals with a flawless record to, potentially lift up the trophy with a flawless record. You'd make an amazing.
We're sending the mini trophies. That'd be kind of cool.
You got 2 more interviews with Temper for the rest of the playoffs, so you'll get them.
I like that. I like that confidence. You guys played amazing tonight. Congratulations on the win, and we'll see you in semis or whoever you're going to be going against. Have a
we ain't going to see him in semis. We're going to see him in grand finals.
There you go.
Punch the ticket now. They're going. Later, Geek.
Later.
Oh, that was so good. That was so good. Well,
dude, he is good at answering some questions. I'll give him that. That was a good interview.
They're media trained, man. They're media trained. They know the questions. They're already ready. Anyways, that was me and 4. Oh, did you want to say anything?
No, you good.
Okay, hold on. Wait, are we going to get statistics by any chance for these games? I think that, oh no, we're going to get the updated bracket. I believe we're going to get the updated bracket now for what standings are going to be looking like, which obviously we know that Temper have now pushed themselves over into semifinals. We're still looking for the team below them, U.S. Army. Is that Team 1 or something like that? What is that team?
That's Model 1.
Model 1. My bad. All right, so that's Model 1 against U.S. Army. I'm not sure when that game is going to happen. Kylo, you want to chirp in my ear? Saturday. It's going to be happening Saturday. So tomorrow's Friday, but that game is going to be happening Saturday, which will determine who's going to be going against Temper in semifinals. And like I said, this is what the bracket looks like. TBD going against NT. Not sure when that's going to happen, but that's going to happen next week, actually. So the semifinal games are happening next week. We're going to finish off quarterfinals for this week, and then next week will be for semis, and then grand finals will happen whenever semis are finished. So what a great game tonight. It would have been great to have 3 maps, but you know what? It's okay. Temper did an amazing job, and they really deserved it. Goobers tried, and they did a great job. It's just, Temper really came in there to win, and win is what they did, and that's all there is to it. So, congratulations
I'm
to
still saying
both
we
teams
could have
for
a third
tonight.
map. You just tweak the rules a little bit. Put us into map 3.
Nah, man, they deserve it. The boys on Temper deserve it.
Yeah, yo, if they want it, they can win it.
It.
It's in there for grabs. They can win it if they want. I just want to see it.
They got
we just go
scrim. Their win. Who knows? Maybe there'll be like an all-star game. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching tonight's stream. On behalf of the staff at AEL, all the production, all previous casters, and everybody that's worked tonight and any other night. Thank you guys so much for watching. It was an amazing game. Congratulations to Temper for making their way through, and Goobers, congratulations to making it to quarterfinals. You put up an amazing fight against the number 1 team right now. So congratulations to that. That's a loss is still a lesson learned, and you know what is definitely room for improvement, but you guys did an amazing job. This is me and 4, our first time casting together. I think we did a great job. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight with us, and hopefully we'll see you Saturday. Enjoy the work day tomorrow if you guys are at work. It's the last day of the work week. So wait, what did
I hate working?
Say that. Oh, there's no stream on Saturday, actually. My bad. So the game between U.S. Army and Formula 1, what was it?
Model 1.
Army 1?
Model
1.
Yep.
Model 1 are going to be off
1.
stream. So the next time that we see y'all is going to be when semis begin. So we'll see.
Go get them, Q2. I want to see you in semis.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, we'll be together again casting semis. But anyways, have a great night, guys. Enjoy your Thursday night and enjoy Friday. We'll see you guys next week for semifinals. Thank you, guys. And good night.
Love you, Whiskey Glitter.
Names erased but never tarred. From defeat we carve our fate. Retribution will not wait.
Silent shadows, voices loud. No more silence, hear us now. Raise the banners, seal the breach. We reclaim through each round and round. Tears to steel and fear to flame. We return.